Good Monday morning to you. I'm going to be reading something to you that perhaps you've never heard before about the story of Noah. Of course, you've always heard, that the animals, came in two by two, but that's not true. That was unclean animals came in two by two, but clean animals came in by seven. And so therefore you had seven clean animals and then two by two unclean animals. But now listen, in looking at chapter 6 and 7 in the book of Genesis, I want you to be aware of something. In 7:1, chapter 6 gives you the preliminary setup of what's going to happen. But then in chapter 7:1, it says, "And when everything was ready, the Lord said to Noah, 'Go into the boat with all your family. For among all the people of the earth, I can see that you alone are righteous.'" And then in verse 11, it says, "And when Noah was 600 years old, on the 17th day of the second month, all the underground waters erupted from the earth." All of the underground waters erupted from the earth. Did you know beneath the tectonic plates, that is the plates that our continents set upon and travel upon, it is discovered that there is actually oceans of fresh water underneath those plates. Huge oceans, so large that you and I cannot imagine it. And it has been discovered that this is the case. And I had difficulty believing it until I went to Wikipedia and then found out that this was true. Now, verse 11, "Now when Noah was 600 years old, on the 17th day of the second month, all the underground waters erupted from the earth." So waters, as much water, if not more so, came from underneath the earth as the rain began to fall. "And the rain fell in mighty torrents from the sky. The rain continued to fall for 40 days and 40 nights. Now, did you know that many theologians believe that it had not rained upon the earth until this event? It says in Genesis 1 and 2 that the mist covered the ground. The mist covered the ground. But nowhere does it say that rain fell from the sky with weather patterns. And the rain continued to fall for 40 days and 40 nights. Then verse 13, "That very day Noah had gone into the boat with his wife and his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives, and with them in the boat were pairs of every kind of animals, domestic and wild, large and small, along with the birds of every kind. Two by two they came into the boat, representing every living thing that breathes. A male and female of each kind entered, just as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord closed the door." It was the Lord who closed the door behind them. "Now for 40 days the flood waters grew deeper and deeper, covering the ground and lifting the boat high above the earth. As the waters rose higher and higher above the ground, the boat floated safely on the surface. And finally the water covered even the highest mountains of the earth, rising more than 22 feet above the highest mountains, above the highest peaks." Listen, I want you to be aware of something. Rain first came from the sky in torrents during the flood. The miracle of the boat, of the ark, was that there was no water mass around where Noah was building. And everybody thought Noah was out of his mind. The tectonic plates where the oceans came, it says ruptured and came up from the ground. And as much water, if not more so, came from the ground than did the sky. I find it intriguing that subtly the things that we overlook. It says in Genesis that there were 7 kinds. But in this account I read to us today, it just keeps referring to two, male and female. And the reason that they had to have 7 kinds of clean animals is because they had to have preparation for foods, for them to be able to have sustenance. Y'all, God always prepares a way when we see no way. God is always there in the midst of the storm. God is always there watching over us. And he's watching over us even as we face this issue in our world. Pray with me. Father, allow the rain to fall upon our heads and hearts that would be replenished. Watch over us in this day as we say thank you for gracing us with your goodness. And may we be close to you because you are our Ark of the Covenant today. Amen. I want you all to make this Monday a beautiful Monday. I want you to live it with joy. I want you to realize that God has placed his ark of love, the ark of the covenant, on your heart and in your life. Now you are the people of God. You've weathered the storm. You've come through the other side, and now he's with you. God bless you. I'll see you Tuesday.